Big Shot, Robert Horry. And before we get to today's show, big game. Did you know that Rob has come over to the dark side? He is the host of his very own podcast.
You know, I heard about that, that it was coming. And here's a guy, 2 years ago, I don't do social media.
Right?
I don't do Twitter. I don't do any of that stuff.
Say it louder.
But, over time, he's in such big demand. His words of wisdom and his knowledge and his experience, 7 championships. He has a lot to talk about. Life experiences, sports experiences, Roll Tide experiences. So, congratulations, Rob.
Thanks.
All good.
I was going to call you today, too, because I got to put you on the schedule. But you know the crazy part about it?
Way to slide that in there.
Already putting people on the schedule.
Hey, I feel like Urkel, the social media was, I'm wearing you down, man. I'm wearing you down. That's what social media did to me. It wore me down. So now, I'm trying to.
Didn't take long.
It took a while, man. You know how long social media has been around?
I'm saying for it to wear you down, you just got on social media.
Well, I'm just saying it wore me down where I had to get on.
Did you get any advice from the True Podcast professional, Allie Clinton?
He didn't want any. I asked him if he wanted some. He said, I already know everything I need to.
3, maybe 4 Emmys, I think, already.
Yeah.
You need to tap in, man. I know you got your own idea.
Song nowadays, too. Tap. Tap in. Big Shot Bob Pot is what it's called. Congratulations.
Thank you, Allie.
That's awesome. Here we go.
Yes,
it's the last time I'll ever say that. The Lakers escaped with a win in Boston. The defense did most of the work, holding the Celtics to 17 fourth quarter points, 7 turnovers, and 8 points off of them. It all came down to the final play of the game, and head coach Frank Vogel was impressed by the team's defense.
One of the best defensive players of the year. I mean, we just run, we got a late game set that we've been running. They got us the lead in Philadelphia. Boston guarded it a little bit better tonight, but we still were able to get AD the ball in a great spot with good space to go to work in the post. They made a strong defensive play and got a strip and had an opportunity to run out and win the game. But Alex just flies from the corner out of nowhere and gets ahead of the play, gets a deflection, slows down Brown, and then Dennis raced back into the play as well. That's what we've been talking about. All trip is just improving our transition defense, that type of urgency, and obviously with the game on the line, those 2 guys getting back and getting in front of the ball, both with Brown and with Kemba on that last play by Dennis, really saved the game.
Yeah, he's a smart player. Like I say, you're not the highest paid or have all the accolades or credentials, and a lot of people don't notice him, but. He plays the right way. He locks up defensively, makes tough shots, scrappy. For him to be out there and in closing lineup with us, we trust him. Coach trusts him, and he always comes up and make big plays. Just what we've seen tonight at the end of the game.
And with that, it's time for a little Access 360, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Good times.
Early good times, boy.
Flames for, oh no, it's you. It's your turn. Sorry. Rob, let's break down the fourth quarter. A lot of defense. I got excited.
Let's talk about the defense right now.
The best move of the show right there.
The Lakers are on point in the fourth quarter when it comes to defense, and I'm not even in my wall right now.
There you go, Rob.
There we go, right here. We got, man, can we back that thing up? Because right now, I wasn't up here. The people don't know what I'm talking about, but let's go from here. All right, here we go. LeBron, we're going to talk about his threes later. Bam. Under control, over the top. Gooseneck splash. Here we go, right here. Defense, we talking. Look at Trez talking to everybody. This is the best thing right here. This is Trez knows what's going on. He sees this cutter coming out like he steps into the passing lane, takes his seal. LeBron slows down just enough to Trez get ahead. Bam! Slam dunk by Trez. Points in the paint, fast break points. That's right here. Now we're on offense. What are we gonna do? We're gonna set up this up. AD's gonna do his thing. Oh man, this is good defense though by the Celtics. They get a hand on the ball and now they alter it. But this is the point. Look at Caruso sprint down the court right there. That's why he's the MVP of this team. No offense, LeBron. He gets down, he slows it because that could be a win and a layup and a bucket and they win the game. But here's the thing. Now look at AD's in good defense position. They're right here. They kick it out. Look at this. This is a great approach. He hits the breaks, he skirts. Then you got good contest by Mr. Dennis Dominguez. And look at the block out right here by Trez. Good block out. Even if we would have went in, he didn't have time enough. This thing where he got down the stretch. They always talk about offense, James.
Yeah.
But down the stretch, you got to play a little bit of defense. And right there, the Lakers play some good D. And man, next time, have them all ready, man. Oh, you missed the best part. Got to start off on a high.
That was all
You
good.
were ready. Big game when it came to that fourth quarter. 8 points off the Celtics turnovers there in the final 12 minutes, which really changed the way that game ended.
Yeah. You know, getting to their bread and butter, which has always been their defense, and they know how to go to that when, you know, scoring is tough. They know how to dig deep, grind as a team, and they do it collectively. Well, Rob just showed that last play, Caruso saved the game. That's why when his plus-minus points are so high, those are the type of plays that, you know, that makes winners. And so their defense grinds it out. You know, they may struggle offensively. I thought Trez, you know, Caruso, Schroeder, everybody was on a string together, and they pulled out an important victory.
And think about it, you didn't really get to see it in that first clip what AD did. AD did the smartest thing ever. He knew the guy only had one option to throw that in. He stepped in front of the guy and got that pass.
Yep.
That's high IQ, knowing what's going on in the game. Yep.
Yeah, and it was a stat that I missed on Saturday. We just mentioned the 8 points off Celtics turnovers in the fourth. They only had 11 total for the game. 8 of them came in the final 12 minutes. Lakers can finish the road trip with a 5-2 record. And now for the latest, let's go down the hall and join Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. Hello, Mike.
What's up, guys? First of all, big shot. I have an episode idea. How about ranking my rings? That would be a heater, like an early one.
Come on, man.
Right?
Yeah,
Don't claim that as your own. You have to give props to Mike
How'd you know
Trudell
he
for
was
that.
doing
That was
that?
great.
All right, I'm looking forward to that one.
That'd
Guys,
be kind of a long episode, though.
hey, see, you may have to make that a double.
Seven series.
Yeah, may have to make that a double episode. You got to get them subscribing early, though. Okay, guys, so for tonight's game with Frank Vogel, one of the things I was curious about, you know that NBA trope that's always about, okay, if you're at the end of a long trip, sometimes it's really difficult to focus in on that last opponent before you pop on that plane to get back to your city. And Frank Vogel's so good about keeping this team in the moment, so I wondered how he approached that. And you know, spoiler alert, I think it's going to be the same. Frank, as I always hear, they admire that consistency. That, plus how to guard Trae Young and more with Frank Vogel.
Yeah, our guys are locked in. You know, we want to get a win tonight. You know, it doesn't matter how long we've been on the road, and you know, we've had a stay in the moment mindset the last couple of years here that has worked for us. So it doesn't matter if this is the first game on this road trip, last game on the road trip. It's the only game we can win tonight, and our guys are locked in, ready to go.
Frank, you've had some success with game plans around guards like Lillard and Curry that can pull up from so far beyond the three-point line. Just wondered how much you think Trae Young fits into that mold and how much extra attention that he has to warrant in a scouting report.
No, he absolutely fits into that mold. You know, you have to bring Steph Curry, Dame Lillard type of attention to him because of his range and his ability to shoot deep threes off the bounce. So, you know, we just don't want to, you know, overextend too much and make us too vulnerable on the backside. It's going to be a balance that we'll strike throughout the night.
You know, the Hawks have improved a lot defensively. I think the last 2 years they were 28th in efficiency and in the top 10 so far this year. I get they have Capella and some additional rim protection, but what have you seen from them defensively and what challenges that present?
Yeah, well, they've added some veterans to the ball club. You know, and they, you know, I think the addition of Coach Nate McMillan, you know, probably had an impact as well. But when you have a guy that's third in the league in blocks and Clint Capella anchoring your defense, you can do a lot more things with your guys on the perimeter in terms of ball pressure and whatnot, and being more aggressive. So, you know, I think, you know, they're just moving in the right direction in a lot of different ways. You know, obviously, like I said, with Coach Nate and with some of the veterans that they've added to their club.
Bill?
Hey, Frank. This might be the ultimate knock-on-wood question, so forgive me. But if I'm counting correctly, there's only 6 teams in the league that haven't had a game postponed due to the health and safety protocols. I'm wondering what – pause for knocking. But I'm wondering what significance you see in that. Obviously, you guys are one of them. And then it's a combination probably of diligence and luck. What have you guys done correctly, do you think? And especially at the end of, obviously, this road trip, which I'm sure you had circled from that standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is a little bit in your question there, Bill. There's, you know, we have been diligent, you know, trying to follow the protocols as closely as possible. With the social distancing and the mask wearing and, you know, everything that goes into, you know, trying to stay safe with this thing. The virus doesn't discriminate, but I'm sure there's plenty of other teams that are being as diligent as us that haven't been as lucky. So, you know, we have had good luck so far.
hopefully that continues. And, I think it's a combination of both.
All right, there's Frank Vogel. Big Shot thought more about it. You could do 7 episodes in which you interview one teammate from each of those championship runs. Just saying, I'd listen to that.
I mean, just cut the check already for Trudell.
I know, I am.
CTC.
Wow.
I think.
And then he could throw a couple old farts in there just for bonus. For a bonus episode.
Of course. Big game. That would be my first choice, too.
Trudell, by the way, I have a podcast, too. You can send those ideas my way. Thank you. Appreciate it,
anytime,
as always.
anytime.
The Lakers and Hawks are coming up at 4:30 here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Dennis Schroeder was drafted by the Hawks.